Hi, I'm Gwen. I worked for American Airlines. I was forced to retire. I was sexually assaulted at work. I actually tried to get Me Too and Time's Up to look into my charge. I feel that they did not look into my charge because the superior was a female. She rubbed up on me 3 times and then she said, "So nothing upsets you." Sexual harassment, and then I felt her words as, "So nothing upsets you," was the assault because that was her intent. She said, "So nothing upsets you." I feel that if this was a male predator that did this to me, Me Too and Time's Up would have looked into my charge. They're so quick to charge the males of sexual assault, sexual harassment. They feel that, when it's a female, it's not worth their time. I was also stalked at my place of employment. My class instructor, she stalked me from 2010 to 2013 due to the sexual harassment, sexual assault, and the stalking. I was due to the fear of the hostile working environment. I came home to work from 2013 to 2016. The stalking started back. It continued until 2019. The sexual assault, the female, she started walking behind me and whispering, one day she actually sat down beside me, and that brought back all my old fears. Now, and I actually told EEOC, I did a report, and I put that in my report. And when the agent called me, I told him about this. He said that when she sat beside me, he said, "Well, all she did was sit down beside you." I said, "Well, sir, that's just like a person being raped, and the rapist is across the street. If she sees him, that brings back fears." I told him about her walking behind me and saying, "Hello." She had did this a couple of times. He said, well, all she said was hello. So he tried to make this like it was no big deal. Okay. I found a discrimination. He said this was not discrimination. It's called racism. This is when my class instructor was racist in the class of 11 Caucasians, and I was the only African American. She was constantly racist. It was about a 3-week course. And then she started stalking me, which started in 2010. And then after that, there was threats to my life when I drove to work. Tampering to my van when I drove to work. I had a 3 a.m. start, which meant I left at 1:50 in the morning. And then with my 7 a.m. start, I left at 5:30 in the morning. My van would cut off while I'm driving to work. And then there were 3 other attempts to abduct me when I pulled out my parking lot, driving to work. Then down on the corner, there would be, at one time, there were 3 shirtless guys. I did a quick right turn and came on to work. And this happened again, but I noticed the lookout person, which was riding down my street, to warn the guys down the block that I was coming. So I decided to go a different way to work. Okay, so there is a total, and then there was another time I was leaving. Now, HR tried to say, well, maybe someone was trying to rob you. If you're trying to rob me, if I'm outside in my parking lot, with my son, you would rob me or make us come back in the house and rob us. You would not wait till I get in my van, back out, drive down the block, and be waiting on the block. Now, these were shirtless guys. So what she tried to say was not true because, again, we're in the driveway. I'm putting my work bag in my van. If you're going to try to abduct me, you would do it. If you're going to try to rob me, you would either do it in the driveway or you would force us in the house. 3 times it never happened like that. And then where those 3 times failed, that's when I'm driving to work closer towards my job, away from my subdivision, my van would cut off. A big cement truck driver tried to harm me. Then my new truck, it cut off twice while I was driving to work. This is the reason I wanted NAACP to support me, because they have been in service for over 110 years. So I figured they would be there for me for the rest of my lifetime. This is why my tweet sign is more pointed towards NAACP, because I want to feel safe and know that whoever helps me get my job back would be there the rest of my lifetime. So nothing has happened. I've not heard from NAACP. I'm being forced to lose my home. I worked for American Airlines 24 years. I was in the tariff department for 10 years. Here is my home, my life of books. Okay. Please support me in getting my life back. I have back problems now, and I pretty much use a cane all the time. I fell on some ice while I was out protesting or picketing to get my job back. I was actually trying to find the picture where the ice was at. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. One moment. I can okay, here we go. Here is where I was at on the 12th of November. I was walking over to picket, and I fell on the ice. So I do have back problems when I stand a long time. Here's my cane. It helps me to where I could keep some of the pressure off the lower part of my back. So when you see me out, I have my cane because I cannot stand long because the pain. Please support me in getting my life back. This is Gwen. Thank you.